What's up, Washington? It's Eric, candidate for House of Representatives for Legislative District 24, Position 1. Coming at you today from the other side of the country. Got to finish up a project over here. So work takes me away. That's just the reality. But looking forward to getting back home and hitting the campaign trail really hard. Did a little research last night on my opposition, the Democrat incumbent for Position 1 for the House of Representatives for Legislative District 24. Gentleman by the name of Adam Bernbaum. He is a freshman candidate elected in 2024. He was very familiar to a lot of the local political power structures and special interests like NGOs and things. Appears that he's from the Belfair area primarily, and that he works in the Belfair area still to this day, and only recently did he sort of move into the 24th legislative district. So it's kind of interesting, right? Especially when we take a look at some of the PDC filings that he's got in his contributions, the absolute amazing war chest that he gathered for the 2024 election cycle, and the war chest that he still has today. It's very substantial for such a race. But if we look at who's donating, we can see why. It doesn't appear to me that it's foundationally grassroots, right? We all understand that grassroots means the individuals, the voters, the people of the district, the ones that are at the end of the line when it comes to these policy decisions, as far as the policy decisions and issues when it comes to the effect, right? We're the ones that it affects our kitchen tables, our kids' education, our faith in our future. If we look at Adam Bernbaum's PDC filings, we can see pretty clearly that there is an abundance of special interests and major corporations that are sort of pumping his campaign full of money. Now, so we got two things. One, he's not from the legislative district. Number two, he's being financed by major corporations in huge dollars, very rapidly and efficiently. And number three, we can look to the people that have helped him put his campaign together, which let's say isn't atypical, because you have a lot of organizations around the region that sort of help political candidates. But this in particular has sort of made some of the headlines in my feed lately. And that's a group called Wind Power out of SeaTac. And this woman named Jessica Passain, who's the treasurer for the campaign that I'm, for the opponents, my opponents, Adam Bernbaum's campaign, as well as for Position 2, Kylie Kuhn. So we have these major outside influences feeding campaigns from people who aren't necessarily from the district. And why is that? Okay, because when it comes to the legislative makeup and the composition of the legislature, the Democrats know that numbers matter. They are pumping candidates into weak districts where local voters aren't showing up, and they are pumping money into places like Port Townsend, in my case, and Sequim, and Port Angeles to really try and get the Democrats activated. But that displaces the other parts of our district, which is huge and vast and diverse in the way we think. We have Grays Harbor, which is fundamentally a blue-collar town that suffered irreparable harm from some of the policy decisions made by Olympia. We have Port Angeles, who's also seen a retraction of their economic viability over the past several years, in decades, I would argue. And then we have Sequim and Port Townsend, who are primarily fed by tourist dollars and retirement communities, valuable for the communities, but sort of a different perspective on life when we start to look at the families from Grays Harbor down by Aberdeen and Ocean Shores and that region out into Port Angeles. There's a vast difference in lifestyles and concerns. But the outside influence from Puget Sound and the political power structures, the huge machinery coming out of Seattle and the east, sort of that Puget Sound corridor, is feeding our district with a candidate and keeping us suppressed, in my opinion. And so it's important that we look to these candidates at that and we identify this, because it's being engineered. and it's being engineered by people that don't represent our district. These are major corporations, major unions, major special interest orgs and nonprofits that are basically part of the huge money pipeline coming out of Olympia. They're part of it. So I encourage you to do some research on your candidates locally, especially if you're in sort of a moderate district, moderate Democrat district, or potential purple district, and do your research and find out where these people are coming from, and find out where the money's coming from, and find out if they really truly represent your district, or if you're being forced to deal with people and policies that have nothing to do with your interests or your way of life. I hope you're doing well, Washington. Again, I hope you're having a great day. I encourage you to donate to my campaign if you're from Legislative District 24 or you just want to help out, but also to donate to other campaigns around the state who need your help. Volunteer some time, use your expertise, get in there, get them elected, and push back against the special interests. I got to get back to work, so I will talk to you soon. Look forward to seeing you out there. Take care.